So Dave Portnoy, the king of the Barstool Republicans, has now issued out a statement about the WhiskeyLeaks. He's not happy. He's not happy. He claims that this is bad, it's wrong, and that Hegseth or Waltz should be held accountable. That Waltz should be fired for inviting a journalist to a Signal group chat that contained classified information. Yes, a MAGA influencer is calling out the illegality and the wrongness of what's taken place. That is a big surprise. Let's watch.
All right, incoming political rant. If you don't like political rants, keep it moving. I don't blame you. This Houthis Signal group chat, the Atlantic controversy. I'll try to catch you up real quick. So basically, the U.S. launched an attack on the Houthis a couple days ago, terrorist group, successful attack, killed a bunch of them, very successful by all nature, opened up like the passageway for ships and cargo ships that were being terrorized. So successful attack. Well, comes out after the fact that Jeffrey Goldberg, who's the editor of The Atlantic. The editor, Jeffrey Goldberg, comes out after. He's like, hey, morons, you guys included me on a Signal group chat with sensitive classified information discussing the Houthis attack before it happened. Pete Hegseth's immediate reaction is like, no, that never happened. We didn't leak any classified information. No classified information in there. And Jeffrey Goldberg released all the text in the Signal group chat, and guess what? It's super sensitive, it's super classified, it's surreal that these guys added Jeffrey Goldberg to this group chat. I mean, they were talking about the attack, leading up to the attack, all the way to a couple hours, when they're going to do it, the time, the weather, you name it. And if this information somehow got out to the Houthis, and I assume in situations like this, things move at the speed of light, lots of American soldiers could have died, lives in jeopardy. So to me, a major glitch in intelligence and just a huge mistake. It looked like Michael Waltz, the national security advisor to the president, added Jeffrey Goldberg to the group chat by accident, and J.D. Vance is in it. It looks like he added him by accident. And listen, we've all texted the wrong person. We've all emailed the wrong person. We've all had somebody who shouldn't be in a group chat in our lives. We are not the Secretary of Defense. We're not the National Security Advisor. We're not the Vice President of the United States. So, yeah, mistakes happen. This one can't. Here's my biggest issue with this. And this is in politics in general. The reaction of like Pete Hegseth and President Trump has been to kind of poo-poo it. Be like, there was no classified information in there. Trump's like, you know, how did Jeffrey Goldberg get in there? Like, did he hack it? Did he get in there? He didn't stay very long. The Atlantic is a horrible organization and a terrible magazine, which they are, and I hate them. And by the way, if Jeffrey Goldberg, he didn't hack it, he got added, but if he did hack it, that's almost more dangerous than somebody like Jeffrey Goldberg. If he can hack the most sensitive group chats, what are our enemies doing? Trump, I get being loyal to your people. I don't like firing people on innocent mistakes that they make, but this, and I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, you're mad about this, but we had a president like Biden with dementia who had the nuclear codes. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That wasn't right then, and this isn't right now.
It's kind of funny how, like, MAGA's desperate to find, like, comparisons that don't exist. Accept it, MAGA. Biden on his deathbed with one brain cell on its own deathbed, pulling its own plug, is 10 times the president Donald Trump could be if he was touched by God. That is the unfortunate reality of the man that you all serve. I'd say who you voted for, but it very much is a cult. The man you serve, the man you worship, the demon you worship, he's not presidential. You've always known that. It's that doublespeak shit of he's not the establishment. He's different. He's coming in, he's going to do. Yeah, that's the problem. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about any laws, rules, or regulations, and there's consequences for choosing someone like him. consequences like this. If you keep this shit up, but what about Biden excuse isn't going to work for long.
In this new administration, you want to take accountability. Trump, you may love Michael Waltz. You love Pete Hegseth. You may love these guys. Somebody has to go down. To me, it's Michael Waltz. He's the one who added him to this conversation. But you can't have the top of the top security people in the United States with the most sensitive information in the world adding random editors of a magazine that hates Trump's guts to a group chat talking about an attack before it happens on a terrorist group. You can't poo-poo it. You can't downplay it. You have to sit up there and be like, holy shit, this is a fuck up of epic proportions. There will be accountability. I will get to the bottom of this. And frankly, I think I don't like calling for people's heads. Michael Waltz, it seems like you're the guy who added him to the group chat. You have to lose your job. You should step down. You cannot be adding random people to a group chat with this sensitive, classified information. Just be like, oh no, poo-poo. It's on him. He should have left the group chat instantly. This guy shouldn't have stayed in. It's on Jeffrey Goldberg for not immediately being like, hey, I should be here. No. It's on you for adding him. And this has to be something that, and this is why I hate politics, you have to stand up here and be like, what a fuck up. I will demand answers, accountability in the heads. I don't care if you're right, left. There's nothing being made up here. Jeffrey Goldberg is telling the truth. It's obvious these texts are real. It's obvious they're classified. It's obvious we gave away the strike information 2 hours before it happened. We're lucky it didn't cause the death of American military members. Somebody has to go down for this.
You know, it's interesting how, Dave Portnoy isn't really laying the blame where it belongs. Do not misunderstand. Signal is not an appropriate means by which to communicate this information under any circumstance. Under any. Pete Hegseth chose to disseminate classified information on Signal. That shouldn't have happened. Pete Hegseth would be the first one to be fired before Mike Waltz. Mike Waltz, that guy, as big of a nincompoop as he is for adding this fucking dude, knowing that there's classified information in this chat, I don't know if Waltz was trying to get Hegseth taken down. I don't know what's going down. Maybe Waltz just is that stupid, given the average IQ of really hardcore Trumpers. But it's like, the blame rests upon Hegseth. But you know what? The blame also, right? I know you don't want to hear this, MAGA, and Dave Portnoy himself doesn't want to hear it, but you all know full and goddamn well, Pete Hegseth is not qualified for the job. Pete Hegseth is just like Donald Trump. They show up to the job unworthy, and the gravity of the job is incapable of making them wake up and say, you know what? I am honored to have been chosen by the American people to do this job, because Hegseth wouldn't be here if it weren't for Trump winning. He doesn't feel any sort of reverence for the job he's been selected to do. By extension, the American people have basically selected Hegseth to do the job because they voted for Trump. Unfortunately, Trump won. Not all of us, but, a significant amount of us voted for Trump. A shit ton of us stayed home. And those of us who said, fuck this shit, we lost. We unfortunately lost. Dave Portnoy is avoiding acknowledging the reality that this information was disseminated by Hegseth, who's woefully unqualified for the job. Who put Hegseth in that job? Who put Hegseth in a position to almost get Americans killed? Donald Trump. At some point, you guys have to accept the reality that the rest of us have been living in. Don't wait too long, Dave Portnoy. Now, here's something else I want to say on a lighter note. Many of you might sit there and say, well, fuck Dave Portnoy anyways, because Dave Portnoy would... I get it. I understand he voted for Trump, but understand this is where liberals go wrong. This is where liberals go horribly wrong, is when a liberal decides to leave the left for usually personal reasons or stupid reasons. Conservatives are giddy. They're smiling, they're happy because they know this is a new big audience coming toward them they can reel in. They see an opportunity to spread their ideology and by default, their power. Liberals are granted the same opportunity to bring someone in and say, hey man, like, you know, this Hexeth shit is quite unfortunate, you know, but, you know, this does kind of seem like a running theme with Trump, man. I don't know, you know, come on, you gotta be honest. Liberals don't do that. The first thing they go to is shaming. The first thing they do is finger pointing. You voted for Trump. It's not worth it. Trust me. Take it from someone who reads about Donald Trump's evil schemes every single day. Take it from someone who's probably lost years of their life from screaming at the camera every day. It's not strategic and it's not worth it. The reality is, in a situation such as this, we actually should be reaching out to Dave Portnoy to talk to him. Because this is uploaded to his Twitter. Like, he dropped this on his Twitter. Unfortunately, liberals either A, gonna get angry at him, or B, just ignore Portnoy. Something like this would have the conservative world looking, how do we get Dave Portnoy? If Portnoy was a liberal who said, man, Biden's pick who fucking leaked this information so bad, so horrible, conservatives would have been scrambling to figure out how to get Portnoy to their side. But instead, liberals would much rather, you know, unleash moral indignation, which I understand. I understand the anger. I understand the frustration. And many of you are going to sit there and say, no, fuck no, we're never going to do it. We're never going to. Unfortunately, a lot of y'all don't realize there are a lot of people who vote for Trump who aren't really conservative. Dave Portnoy being one of them. The Stoolies, the Barstool Republicans as they're called. These people are not conservatives in their heart of hearts. These are fucking beer drinking, line dancing. Like, these motherfuckers are not really conservative at their core. These are like people who, for the most part, probably would have, half of them would have voted for Obama. Let's just say half. These people are not really dead set and sold on MAGA. And we're going to have to, unfortunately, make peace with a lot of maggots. This will have to happen. I know a lot of you don't want to hear it. It's not fun. It's not ideal. But I can assure you, it's going to have to happen. A lot of maggots are going to come jumping off the ship. Not every rat's going to go down with the sinking ship. Some of the rats are going to jump. They're going to jump off. And the reality is, a lot of rats aren't going to jump off the ship unless they see one big one jump. This is true. We're not going to make peace with every maggot. Not the ones in government, not the ones violating their oaths to harm the American people, but the influencers who decide, I don't really know if I like this. We need to be smart. A lot of y'all aren't going to like what I'm saying. I know, I get it, but you think I want to, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to make peace with anybody who brought us to this point, but we're going to have to if we actually want to win. And not just feel good about ourselves. Fuck Dave Portnoy, because Dave Portnoy did vote for Trump, and he did endorse Trump. So y'all being angry at him is understandable. But you have to also understand, stuff like this is useful. It's useful, it can serve us well, and the reality is, this is what we need to be looking for, is cracks. Cracks in the armor. Oh, Dave Portnoy. It looks like he's actually... Because, see, most MAGA influencers never admit Trump fucks up. This is like the hidden rain village no longer raining. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like some, what? This isn't normal. This isn't common. It would be like if the Sahara Desert all of a sudden started growing green again. You know what I mean? Which is inevitably going to happen, but... It is that level of like once in a blue moon type shit of like, whoa, this isn't normal. This isn't common. You know, it'd be like if it snowed in Miami. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? This is one of those seize the moment type situations liberals unfortunately aren't going to try to do. But, you know, I like this. I like the fact that Portnoy is like, hey, someone's head needs to roll. I like this. I like some of the maggots saying, I don't know if I can dick ride that hard. I don't know if I don't know if I can live like that. I don't know if I can get down like that. That's what I like to see. I love to see division. I love to see, division and chaos and confusion. I love to see them disagree. And the reality is, this is what's going to have to happen. And a lot of people aren't going to like it, but this is how you play strategically. This is how you win. Liberals don't know how to win. They know how to pass good legislation and to do good policy, but they do not know how to win. You have to win before you can enact anything you want to enact. And victory is going to unfortunately come with making peace and conversation with characters like Dave Portnoy. It's not what people want to hear, but it's very much true. It is very, very much true. So it is what it is, but this is reality. This is what's gonna come with it. Is a lot of maggots are not gonna go down with the sinking ship. And it's gonna be the influencers are gonna be the first ones saying, nope. I can guarantee you that. Characters like Shapiro and Kelly, these people who we know in their heart of hearts don't really think Trump is moral. These people clapping and cheering on the moment the illusion cracks and Trump is now seen as what we've always known him to be. When the right begins to see the actual demon and monster we've seen, all these influencers are going to jump ship. I guarantee you. Kelly, Rubin, Shapiro, and Portnoy. They're going to be sitting there like, we didn't vote for this shit. We didn't vote for this crap. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's inevitably going to happen. The question is the left going to be ready for the moment? It's like the defense is still on this side of the court. You can beat them to the other side and catch the ball and put the layup up in the hoop. Are you going to actually be there for the pass? Are we going to be there when that pass comes for the easy layup? I don't know. Most liberals don't think like me, and I understand why. And trust me, there are days where I wake up and say, nigga, fuck this shit. I don't want to talk to none of these people. Fuck these people. But the last thing we need is some splinter faction of MAGA. Trump didn't do it right the first time, but we'll get it right. No, please, no. Like, let's not fucking sit here and shove a circle through a square hole yet again. So, unfortunately, the Stoolies might be one of the first ones to break. Not now. I give it another year and a half before Trump supporters start becoming slightly disillusioned. 5 before a significant amount of them start to realize something's wrong. 8, about year 8 is when this nation's going to start being like, okay, fuck this shit. And then after year 8, it'll be total mayhem and destruction and death and imprisonment and mayhem. So, yeah, those are my predictions. Thanks, Dave Portnoy.